So if you could describe your experience with IYAI's summer program in one word, what would that be?
One word. That's hard.
If I could sum up my experience in one word, I would say
virtual.
Ineffable.
That'd be amazing.
Prolific.
Efficient.
It was a learning experience, I would say.
Regretless. I didn't know anything about infrastructure, and I didn't think that I would care about infrastructure, but after this class, I somehow did.
My name is Beverly Scott, and I'm the founder and the CEO of IYAI, introducing you to American Infrastructure, Inc. And it's something that has been on my soul for probably about, at least a good decade. And this is our second full year of operation, and we're coming out of our second major pilot program for the summer, and that's a program that we're just completing in Chicago. And our introductory program, we were honored to have that program at Cardozo Trans-STEM Academy in the District of Columbia Public School.
Our partnership with IYAI started with the founder. Dr. Scott got in touch with me and introduced her thoughts, her vision for introducing youth to American infrastructure. And she knew that this was an opportunity to not only expose them to infrastructure, but also expose them to a workforce that is that could definitely guarantee employment for them, and also help students to understand that they play a strong part in infrastructure and that they have a responsibility and accountability as well. And so Dr. Scott came on board with some ideas of how to be involved in classroom instruction, summer programming, paid internships, even helping our students through college.
As soon as the pandemic hit, our conversations changed. And we really started talking about how do we do this the right way? How do we keep everyone safe? But how do we keep the priorities and check the boxes of those goals and make sure that we bring everything to the table that we originally planned?
Typically, our program is a 5 to 8 week program. And what we do during that period of time is that we will, and it's been focused in terms of 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, predominantly 11th and 12th graders. And what we do is we give you the best digest if we could. We make sure that everybody is aware of those critical infrastructure sectors, what the careers are and what those sectors look like and how they impact your life, your household, your community. Because for us, it is about people, communities, and outcomes. And the other thing that we try to do is to help young people build their civic muscle. Democracy is not free, okay? And whether or not you ever choose, infrastructure shapes your life.
It's a tool to be able to reshape the community and really reshape people's lives. I think that having a first look into that opens up a new way of organizing for people. Everybody isn't cut for the front lines to necessarily go out and protest or to be able to go out and work in Congress, right? But having the ability to have a seat at the table, have a voice, and have some knowledge of how infrastructure works can really affect your community.
They become storytellers about their community. The storytelling is about what's good about their community and about what those interactions are in their community, as well as the challenges.
And one of the things that we think is that this is a mechanism by which young people can use their voices, and thereby participate and anchor their membership in society. And that's a mouthful, but I think that's really the goal. And hearing it from them with fresh eyes and fresh voice is critical.
I tell young people, I said, everything that you are interested in, your environment, affordable housing, the mobility and access, healthy communities and healthy lifestyles, where that tree goes, who has a park, I said, who do you think does this? And that is the work of people that are in the infrastructure sectors.
So I think that these jobs, and I know many people that work in for the transit system in Boston, and these guys, they have great jobs. Either they're working in welding or something or their carpentry. They have a good job. Their overtime gives them a good paycheck, you know, and they got a great pension. I mean, so there's some pluses.
It's really stewarding our next generation transit professionals. And that is where in transit, you may or may not know, we are facing a big workforce. There's a big wave of retirements in our workforce. And so there really has to be this focus in our industry on how do we continue to bring people into the industry? How do we talk about it in ways that are interesting so that people think about how they want to get involved? And not only that, but there's also the educational standpoint of knowing all the different opportunities that are available in transit.
If you can actually get people who are doing this work and have done this work and believe in the careers they've had, talking to young people about how it worked for them and how it can work for you, I think that can really spark an awful lot of interest.
And so what I like about what Aya brought on board is that the speakers and the people that were engaged in the field trips and the presentations represented the population of students that we're talking about. So the impossibilities became possibilities. And so it's very important that we let our students know that you too can be a member of society and work within this industry. You too can think about those things, that they are attainable.
Diversity and inclusion is one of our core values of the association. And so we view it as not just internally to APTA, but also promoting that within the industry so that we make sure that our industry reflects our riders.
So Dr. Scott's leadership in introducing the next generation to the vast health wealth opportunity of infrastructure is just, it's an idea whose time has come. She's to be congratulated and celebrated for making it happen.
And whether or not you ever choose to go into an infrastructure career, we want you to understand the fact that it's important that you in fact be involved in your community and in shaping your community and in being engaged in the decision making that takes place around infrastructure in your community.